All right. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Yoda in the house. What's up, Yoda? How you been? How's Luke treating you? Shannon, good morning. Global, First, Barry, Marquise, Farid, Tashumbi, Dino, Chef. What's going on, Chef? Morning, Breadman, Chris, John Doe, Jay Haas. You seen the Ben Kenobi new trailer? No, what's that? You talking about the Obi-Wan show that they're coming out with? I didn't see the trailer, but I heard about it. Don't know how yesterday's Q&A was bullish. I think the move to the upside, we'll talk about it, started. There was a lot of eyes on whether a triple rate hike would come next quarter, 0.75. When Steve Leisman asked that question, after Steve Leisman asked that question, and Jerome Powell denied that they are thinking about doing a triple, a 0.75 next quarter, that's when the market reacted. So that's really all I can take off of. I was just watching the market as the Q&A was going, and after that question was answered, that was when the market started to push. So that's my understanding, is that we have some certainty that we're not going to get a triple. Now, I don't know, right? I mean, that's just what I can see here and what reacted. And as soon as that question answered, that's what reacted. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my explanation for it, but I'm sure there's many explanations for that move. But that's my understanding. So let's go ahead and get started today. Nice reaction off FOMC, and let's go Rangers. And there are some very important levels there. It's actually quite today should be actually quite defined, looking at where we're sitting. So let's definitely not get too excited, but let's focus on the levels, and if they hold, then there's definitely a continuation move that's possible. If they reject, then we know where the tough area is. So let's go over it. I mean, I got to be honest, it's pretty well defined. It's pretty well defined here on the charts, and we're about to look at it. So first off, no live stream tomorrow, guys. I will not be here tomorrow. I apologize, but I will be in Miami, and I will be at the F1 race. So maybe I'll try to get on TV if you're watching it. I'll do something stupid, get kicked out. No, I'm just kidding. So no live stream tomorrow, guys. I will be in Miami, fortunately. But I mean, I might miss a good day. Tomorrow could be a good day, but that's okay. Sometimes you gotta, have some fun, right? So tomorrow, no live stream. Just a reminder. I'll post it on my Instagram and everywhere else, so you guys are aware. So that's first things first. Today's 0505. Welcome to Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone out there. Hopefully you enjoy some tequila today. Futures, NASDAQ, ES, all the futures. Streaking, yeah, I'll go streaking on the track. That'd be good. I'll definitely get on TV that way. Has that ever happened at an F1 race? That's an interesting question. Oh, hell no. I hate South Beach, Andrew. South Beach is a dump. If there's anywhere I go in Miami, it's Brickell. You had to hunt for my page? I don't know, Ragster. Probably because I made a video about I-bonds yesterday or Tuesday. That's probably why. They're like, what the hell is this guy making videos about I-bonds for? Okay, so futures economic earnings calendar. As we know, yesterday was the big FOMC meeting or statement. Jerome Powell, he said that they see that there could be a potential for a soft landing on balance sheet reduction, and they are doing the double rate hike as expected, which is sort of what the market priced in, right? So everything that was said yesterday is sort of along the lines of what the market was priced in, and I think that is why you saw a pretty decent reaction after Jerome Powell came on. The 0.75, the denial of 0.75 after Steve Leisman asked that question, Leisman, however you say his last name, is what I think sort of gave us some confidence to the upside. Today, we'll have to watch these levels, but that is my take on yesterday. Did I take any trades on FOMC? No. I don't really trade around volatility periods like this, guys. It's the bright and shiny object that everyone wants to trade, and, there's obviously opportunity. I like to stay away from these days. I like to trade the continuation. So today is where I'm definitely looking to trade that continuation. I think today is the easier, more defined, and more understandable day to trade. So that's what I wait for. Yesterday, I just laughed at I just sat back and smiled at my long-term portfolio. That's really it. So that was great. XLE, huge day on XLE, right? Actually, before we get into that, economic calendar, we still have some very big things on the horizon, which we will talk about today. Still very important economic events coming this sort of by today, tomorrow, but also next week we have CPI data. So that's going to be big too. I bit the bright and shiny object, got it wrong. Yeah, Brad, that's, it's going to happen. A lot of people like to trade on these events, and if you're not, spot on, then it can be very volatile against you. So YOLO once in a while. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get that. I don't get that urge. I like my money. I do like my money, and I like to protect it. So XLE, very big day, guys. As we talked about yesterday, the XLE was on fire yesterday again. I think energy is here to stay, and I would watch it again. Congrats to any of you that caught any of that movement. ExxonMobil made new all-time highs. Actually, not all-time highs. I keep on thinking that. ExxonMobil made new yearly highs, multi-year highs. CVX had a nice push. So another nice day on XLE. I would watch it again. We'll take a look. Tesla break and retest this morning. This is my favorite setup this morning on Tesla. I'll show you guys the break and retest that's forming right now. I would love to trade this retest. We'll see what happens, but this is definitely my favorite setup as of, going into today. I would love to see this work out. Boeing pushed up for the last few days. Congrats if anyone called Boeing from the live stream. We're sitting at a resistance level. Want to share it with you guys. AMD and NVIDIA, let's look at both of them. We had a nice push on the semiconductors yesterday after Jerome Powell, pretty much on everything, but semiconductors definitely look strong. And AMD and NVIDIA are coming up into some very important levels that I want to share. Shop, ugly. Very ugly earnings. EPS was 20 cents versus $2 the previous year. That is a very scary number. Yeah, that's concerning to me. 0.2 versus $2 is a very big miss or a very big decline year over year. I believe it was year over year. We'll check it out when we get to it, but I believe that's what it was. And that is ugly, and there is a very big level that Shop needs to hold today, or it is going to get beat down. Amazon, Microsoft, breakouts, very key levels sitting on Microsoft and Amazon. Do we get those breakouts today? Do we get that continuation? We'll look at it. Home Depot, a nice day for our HD swing trade. I am in June call options for HD, and yesterday was a very nice day for those, and I would love to see if that thing can break 320. And finally, Google. Google, obviously a stock that I'm long on shares. I really want to take leaps, but I just am not. For some reason, I just can't pull the trigger. But this is a stock that I continue to watch. I think Google's a great opportunity, especially for the long term, for shares. And we'll see. Google at 25. And then we'll go over my trading day yesterday. My trading yesterday was okay. I scaled into the wrong trade. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. You take bigger size on one trade because you have some confidence, and the one trade that you scale into is the loser. So I had 4 winners, 1 loser yesterday, and the loser was the largest of the loser was the largest trade. So I ended the day up about $300. If I didn't scale into Tesla the way I did, it would have been about a $700-800 day. But that is what I did, and we cannot look back now. All we can do is learn from it. So we'll go over that. All right, guys, that is what we got on the docket here. Let's go ahead and get started. So first off, economic calendar. Here we go. So obviously we know yesterday was FOMC statement, right? That was yesterday. Today we got jobless claims. Let's see if that has any reaction on the market. Tomorrow we got non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. Some interesting stuff there. We got some Fed presidents talking. We got James Bullard speaking at 7:15 p.m. That's interesting. I would like to hear what these Fed presidents have to say about the 0.5 decision and moving forward. What are their thoughts? That is going to be interesting, at least to hear, right? Next week, this is the big day, right? This is very, very large here, guys. First of all, we have inflation expectations, which is important. And then we also have CPI on Wednesday. This day could make another, it throws a wrench in the plan, right? This day could change things, right? We have to make sure that we're aware of Wednesday, because if CPI is worse than expected, then no good. If CPI is better than expected, that could really start something in the upside direction. So we'll see what happens. That's Wednesday. We have to be aware of that. Besides that, guys, that's really only the major thing next week is that CPI is coming out, and you have to be aware of it. Okay, that's that. Earnings calendar. Let's pull that thing up real quick. Where is it? So today, this morning, we have Shopify, Penn, Datadog, Royal Caribbean. It's really the big ones. Shopify got hit. I didn't check the other ones. We can check them out. After hours today, Square, which is Block, which is a stupid name. Lucid, Cloudflare, DoorDash, Virgin Galactic. I'm really just interested in Square, really. I'm not really into these names. But, I'll see what Square does. And then Friday, DraftKings. Early morning. So nothing Friday afternoon, as always. Okay. let's go ahead and get started with the futures. So guys, hourly chart, right? Hourly chart. This is where I'm loving watching these futures because it makes a whole lot of sense. So yesterday, what did we do, right? We got through that 150 off Jerome Powell, and our next level after 150 was 350. And you guys can see, I mean, this is off the back of FOMC, so Shopify. I guess you could call it Shopify. This is off of FOMC, so, it's not a technical move, so to say, because it is a very large economic move, sort of, more than technical. But you can see we got right through it, right through that 350, 400. And where did we stop? We stopped right there at the 550, 540 level. So I like that we stopped there. I'm not upset that is where we stopped because that makes it pretty defined, right? This is where we stopped. We stopped on the dime. I mean, right there. Just boom. That's it, right? So I like that we got that push right to that level. It gives me more confidence. It gives me more structure into today, right? If we stopped like right here, like in the middle of this zone here, I would be less confident on either direction. But now that we stopped here, I like that we are resisting. What are we seeing as of right now this morning, which I absolutely love? You can see it right here, guys. A really nice little retest is starting to come in. A previous resistance. I guess you could call this resistance, but it sort of went through. But this is a very important level here around 13.4, 13.350, and you can see what is occurring right now. So this is what I mean by today is a defined day. And what I mean by that is that if you hold this retest, I think you push back into this 550. Absolutely. I think the continuation can push you up to that 550. And, if we're really strong, we see something like this, and we can probably get towards that 700 by end of week if this move is strong, right? If we get a strong move. That's about 300 points on the NASDAQ. That's the most bullish case in my opinion. You get a break, a retest, you get a push through 550, you get another retest, and you see a push into 700. That's the bullish case. And I like that we're seeing the retest right now. That keeps me slightly bullish, right? It keeps me bullish here. This retest keeps me bullish. Now, if you guys see us fail this 400, right? If we fail this 400, then things get more interesting. You really don't want to see this thing fail this 400. I guess you could put it at 4. It's more of a range, right, between 4 and 350. But if we fail this 4, right, if we fail this 4 and we start to retest it and reject, then this level, this area, right, this area that we went up on FOMC is very quickly to the upside. And you guys know that if it's quick to the upside, it's likely quick to the downside. This is sort of like that vacuum in space, this little area where we have literally no support. Yeah, if Mr. TNT, that's all we can use. We can't use certainties in the market, man. You know that. Certainties, putting certainties into your mind is a very toxic thing, I think, in the stock market. You literally, no one can have certainty on a single thing with 100% direction, right? So, like I said, if you get that bullish push through 540, through 550, I think you can continue. If you fail here, right, if we find another failure here at pre-market highs, yesterday highs, then we might shop around. And then if we see the break of 400 today, guys, that is a little bit interesting. So when I say it's defined, it's because of just look at this range we're in right now. It's a very defined range. So which way do we break out? You can see we broke out of this. If we broke out, see how we broke out of this resistance that we were sort of working for 2 days, and look at the reaction after we broke out of that resistance. I mean, look at that, just crazy. So big move out of that resistance breakout. If we get a similar resistance breakout here, then I think we can see a move. But we need to break this yesterday's high, this pre-market high, right at that 540, 550 area. And then you can see what I mean, right? So, I mean, look at yesterday and today. Do you think that the market is going to find support on these two candles? I don't believe so. I don't believe the market will find support if we start falling into this area, right? Because this is a straight up move. Typically, the market does not hold straight up moves if it can't hold this retest level, right? When I'm 100%, I do the opposite. It might work out. So, very defined, right, guys? 400 must hold today, 550 must break. I'm looking for either one of these sides. I would even be willing to trade this upside into 540. Only reason I say that, which I typically do not do, is because of the retest that's holding. If we hold this retest into open, I will be looking for that early morning push into the 540. So that's what I'm watching, guys. It's pretty defined on the charts. It really is. So next is the ES. Where did we stop on the ES? Pretty easy to tell as well. Here you go. Look. Look at where we stopped on the dot on the ES here, guys. This level's a little off. It's the problem is it's a range here. So I got to sort of keep that big. But here you go. So where did we stop on the ES? There's a gap under 5-minute chart. NQ just closed. I'll have to look at it. Boom. I actually found some hotkeys here on Thinkorswim. If you press the space bar, it creates a new circle. So I'm just pressing the space bar here. So you guys can see rejection. Yesterday, that's where we stopped. This morning, that's where we stopped as well in the pre-market. What are we doing right now? We're coming back down to these retest levels. It's a little bit of a zone. You have this level here. You have these highs here. You have these highs here. So it seems to me as it's a little bit of a zone between 4260 and 4250. But you can see the reaction right now off that retest. It's trying to hold it. If you get that it's the same exact thing as the NASDAQ, guys, right? So if I go to the 15, we'll zoom in a little bit. We'll get a better look at it. You can see it right here. Rejection, 43, 43, 43. Retest, previous resistance. We're retesting it. We can get this push. We can get this into 43.50. Or we could see weakness. And if we drop to 42.50, right? What is this right here? This is a straight up move that most likely should not have much support. So, if you're bullish today, guys, if you want to see upside today, guys, we have to hold the retest that is forming right now in the pre-market. You do not want to see us break this pre-market low right here. So we have to hold this, and we have to curl off of this retest level. That is what you want to see today in the morning on both the ES and on the NASDAQ. You want to see this curl start to come in, right? You do not want to see a break below these lows. Okay, that is, I try to explain this as easy as I can, but in my mind, that is a very structured, sort of setup there. We have a gap between the number of people watching and the versus the likes. I like that. Nessa. Thank you. All right. So Dow Jones, Mike Jones. The level's a little bit high. It looks like, sort of readjusting this level here. It looks like it's more at this 34,000. Yeah, pretty cool levels today. I agree, Gold Sauce, or TNT. You got two different names. So, what do we have here, guys, right? Previous resistance, right? Previous resistance. And where did we reject yesterday? Same exact level. So, very clear, right? Once again, very clear. How does the Dow stay bullish? The title of this live stream, it has to break 34. You have to break 34,000. If you break 34,000, then you might be able to get a nice little squeeze above that level. On the pullback, this Dow's a little bit sloppy on the pullback. You can see, I don't really see much here to give me like that clean retest level. You can see in this area. This is where it's holding. I really don't see anything. If we look to the left, I don't really see anything here to say, hey, this is a clean retest, but, it's not really a clean retest to me on the Dow. Sort of just a random level there. What is that? 33,800. It could just be a psychological hold. I don't really see the clean retest there, but it's there. 33.8, I would say, is where you want to hold that pre-market low right now. You want to see the same thing, retest and that curl back into the highs. Right? If you fall here, it's the same thing, guys. If you fall here, you're not going to see much support. Right? You're not going to see much support on a straight up move if we start to slip into that sort of void in space. That's how I like to define it. It's just a void in space where there's not much price action, and if you start trading into it, there's not going to be many people willing to hold it up. So that's the Dow. What did the Russell do yesterday? Okay, so this is a little bit more defined, right? Russell probably has some room to this retest right here. You guys can see, nice breakout of the resistance. You get the retest, you get the hold, and maybe that can get us to curl back higher, right? Something like that. But you need to see that retest of 1930, and you have to hold it. If you break under this retest, it's the same story, guys. Void in space, not much support. Okay? So 1930 on the Russell. So quick recap of the futures. Beautiful retest coming in. That's very bullish to me. I like that. But we have to see it hold intraday. We have to see it hold at market open. Retest on the ES. It's trying, right? This is trying. It's trying its best right here. So that is a must hold, in my opinion. You guys can clearly see it here on the charts. Very nice potential hold. Let's see if it does today. That's what we need. That's what we need to stay bullish today. Okay. XLE, monster day for the XLE, man. XLE is on fire, and I think it's here to stay. Look at the new highs. Beautiful stuff. Look at that retest. That's a retest that I could cry about and not that I didn't take. Look at that daily candle wick. Look at that previous support. That is very, very clean, guys. You're not going to catch them all, unfortunately. But if I could go back, this is a very beautiful break and retest of previous resistance. Previous resistance here, you come back to it, you hold it. You come back to it again, and you have a huge daily chart wick and push up again. Very nice stuff. Volume is significantly increasing over this period, which is, I think, bullish. You are pushing higher here with low volume. You are now pushing with increased volume. So I like XLE a lot. I own shares of XOM, CVX, energy names, so I'm happy about it. It's a very nice push. It's a very nice push on the energy sector. If we go to XOM, look at this all-time high. I keep on saying all-time high. Look at this breakout on XOM. You really have to look back to get all-time highs on XOM. You can see right here. It's not all-time highs. All-time highs are back towards that 104. But this is a very clean breakout, guys, on the daily chart on XOM. It's been holding that 50 SMA beautifully. Look at that 50 SMA touch. Look at that 50 SMA touch. Very nice. Boom. Jesus, man. Keep on saying it. Push through highs. The 90 level high. Push through it. I would look for continuation today. See if oil's hot again. Look at it in the pre-market. It looks like it wants to continue its run. Congrats, guys. If you caught any of this XOM, we talked about energy yesterday. CVX, 168. Look at that push. And if you want to see if you can play a catch-up trade, if you want to see if you can play the catch-up trade, CVX may be a catch-up trade to XOM. Right? XOM is currently outperforming CVX. This could be a little bit of a catch-up play. So watch for that to catch up. I keep on thinking of ketchup when I say that. Catch up. And see if you can push into that 174. You might have some space here. You might play the sympathy to XOM. XOM, CVX, XLE. Very strong sector, guys. I think this is here to stay. Tesla. Okay, this is a very interesting chart, and I would love to play this today. So you guys know that we've talked about this channel on Tesla for about a week now. The channel high was right here around this 935, right? That was that wick high, that daily high here around 935. I talked about the void in space here between 935 and 970, right? We don't have much in between. Now, resistance comes in here, around 970, right? You can see all these resistance levels right there. Support, 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 support. That should turn into resistance if we push into 970. However, we're still about 20 points higher. So a 20-point move on Tesla could be a very nice scalp, guys. And what is happening this morning that is quite beautiful, and that is this right here. Look at what's happening right here this morning. Boom. Boom. I like that a lot. And I would like Tesla not to move before market open, because if this moves before market open, then I'm not going to be able to catch it. I would love to catch this push into 970. That is something I would definitely be interested in. We have to get over the 955. But that is a very nice break and retest of previous resistance right there. And look at where it's holding right there. So this is a main watch for me today. If I can catch Tesla off this break and retest, maybe it even comes back down to it again and I can then catch it. That would be great as well. I need to see Tesla hold 935 today. We have to hold 935 today on Tesla to stay bullish. If we fall back under 935, right, we're back in this range. You don't want to be back in that range. You want to see us hold this retest. You want to see us push to 955, 970. So that's a must watch for me today. Tesla off the retest. Really like that. Boeing. So guys, we talked about Boeing last week and or Monday. I think it was Monday. Yeah, Monday. Into Tuesday and then into today. And you guys can see, look at this beautiful little push we've seen on Boeing. Now, we need to be careful here, right? We need to be careful here because where is it starting to slow down? Exactly at our 157 level that we talked about yesterday, right? Rejection, rejection, rejection. Look at that right there. 157, perfect rejection, right at our level that we talked about yesterday. So we need to see Boeing through 157. If we do, I will tell you that I think there is a lot of upside because this was a straight down move. There was nothing here. Look at this. It was basically just straight down on earnings. I think if we start to creep into this little vacuum, I think you can get pushed into that 165, right? I think you can get that push into 165 if we break this 157, right? That is what we need to see. So is Boeing a rejection play off 157 or is Boeing a breakout, retest, and push into 165 today? That is something that I'm watching. I have to see how the price action is. I have to see how the Dow strength is. I need to see if we start to reject this 157. If we start to see multiple rejections intraday, right? If we start seeing this thing failing, then I would have more of a conviction to the downside. But if we get through 157, if we hold it intraday, this could be a very nice push. Just wanted to point this out. This is a huge, huge level on Boeing right now after this 2-day push. And I would love to see what happens at 157. This is definitely on my radar. So watch 157 on Boeing today. Okay. NVIDIA AMD. So we have been watching the 200 and 210 level on NVIDIA, right? We have this is a similar chart to Tesla, right? Similar chart to Tesla, right? Pretty much a channel and a channel. And this channel is starting to break, similar to Tesla's, right? And we might have room towards, we rejected these highs here. We might have room towards that 210 if we can get some bullishness moving. What's happening this morning, which I do like, is a little retest of 200. 200 was a previous resistance. So can we hold this 200 today? That is what I'm watching. If we can hold this 200 today, I think you can curl back up into 204s. If you can push over 204, then I think you can push back into that 210, right? So, I mean, that's just really clean, guys. It gives you that level to come into the day. I have NVIDIA on my chart. I have the 200 level up. If I see 200 showing bids, showing support, then I like this to the upside. If I start seeing NVIDIA break the 200, then I know what to do, right? If I see NVIDIA start breaking down 200 and I see the NASDAQ weakening, then I know what to do. I know it's a big breakdown. So 200, important. I would watch it. I think this is a nice retest this morning. 200 was a very difficult resistance level in the past. Rejection. Right here. Rejection. 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 Big rejection. We got through it yesterday. We're trying to hold it today. If you do a break and retest and a push higher, that is a very bullish formation. I would watch 200 today on NVIDIA. I think that looks very, very nice. AMD. So I'm more interested in NVIDIA today, and this is the reason why. I'll just throw it out there. The reason I don't like an AMD right now is because I don't want to play it into 100. I don't care how strong it is. I don't care if I miss out. I don't want to be the one trading this into 100. I'd rather wait for something cleaner. So I'm not too interested in AMD today. I know it had a huge day yesterday off earnings. It probably could break through, but I just don't like trading into major supply levels. So that's a rule for myself, right? I can miss out on it. I don't care. It's just a rule that I give myself. I am not going to be the person to buy upside into major supply. And there is absolutely major supply at 100, and we're only $1.50 away from it. There's not much meat on the bones for me here on AMD. So just sharing that. That's my thought process on AMD. Agree or not, that's up to you. Everyone has different opinions in the market. But I just don't see the meat here for AMD. Congrats if you caught it yesterday, and congrats if you caught it off earnings. But I'm just a little concerned of this 100. I'll definitely be watching to see what happens at that 100 today. But I think NVIDIA's got more juice behind it. I think it has more upside to play the semis. If you hold this 200, I think you can maybe get that 210. Okay. Yeah, are the numbers out? Yeah, here's the numbers, guys. Jobless claim numbers. Non-farm payroll, non-farm productivity, down more than consensus. Labor cost up. Jobless claims up. Continuous claims down. The numbers are getting real small here. Is the market reacting to it at all? Not really. Really no reaction, guys. I don't think jobless claims are much of a concern in this market right now. I think there's a lot of bigger fish to fry right now, like the Fed funds rates, the CPI data. I think that's a little bit more important. Obviously, that has jobless claims has a say in what the Fed does. But it seems like the impact of jobless claims is just not quite there. So there's jobless claims. I'm just sharing with you what I'm looking at, on the chart. And if I'm just reading the chart, I could see that there was little to no reaction to this event. So I'm not going to stress the jobless claims too much today. We'll see if that changes intraday. But as of right now, you have little to no reaction on jobless claims. Okay. Yeah, nothing. Okay, let's continue. So that's AMD, that's NVIDIA. Shopify. Ugly. Ouch. So here's Shop. And we had earnings this morning. And look at this drop. Look at that drop. And what did we get? We got a 0.2 EPS, down from $2.01 year over year. That's not good. That is a very large decrease in EPS year over year. Now, I don't know if there's something influencing that. There could be something they purchased, or there's got to be something that affected that. I mean, I don't think the company naturally would lose that much EPS. The sales were up year over year, 16%. Oh, okay. And their guidance was not good. Shopify sees forward year 2022 sales down in quarter one, half of 2021. The decline, the worst in... I don't know what they mean by this. Shopify sees forward year 2022 sales down in the first half of 2022. That's not good either, right? You never want to see a guide down. So, yeah, not a good earnings for... Yeah, I saw they're buying something. Acquire Deliver and deal valued at $2.1 billion. I don't know if that affected their last quarter EPS though, unless they put that into last quarter. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to read more about it. But anyways, bad earnings from Shop here. And if we break this 410, which we're trying our best to hold right now, you guys can see right here, right there. See how we're trying to hold that? If we break that level, there. If we break this 410, we're moving to 300, right? There's nothing in between. It's a very large move. I don't see much of a reason for us to hold. If we do not hold 410, I could see the 300. So let's see if we hold the 410 today on Shop. This could be a very important. Hold. So I would watch that 410 previous support. It's trying to hold it again. We can see here on the hourly chart. This is a huge level, and this is most likely a flush level. If you do not hold this level, I think you flush. Right? This is a flush level right here. So I'd watch 410, and I would watch to see if it holds. If it does not, Shopify could be a nice little earnings continuation move, right? What have we seen on majority of the weak earnings? Not saying it's going to happen again, but if you guys have watched some of the really weak earnings out there, the next day it just grinds lower. So we'll see if that happens again. I'm definitely interested in watching Shopify under 410. Amazon. Nice day for it yesterday, but you can tell that Amazon is still struggling quite a bit when you watch its price action. And you can see where is Amazon right now. It is at an important level, very important. And why do I say that? Well, you can see the rejection and the rejection. So Amazon is not getting over 25.20. It needs to break 25.20 right here if you want to see a push. If you break 25.20, you have some clean air though, right? If you break 25.20, you have some clean air up into the 26.50s, right? From here to here is pretty much straight down. So you probably have some clean air, right? So I would watch that. I would watch over 25.20 today on Amazon. That's a big level to make sure you're aware of. And if it does not push through, if it rejects, then you probably move back to the 24. So nice defined channel. I like when I see a defined channel like this because I know where the rejection is and where the support is, right? I know the support's at 24. I know the rejection's at 25.20. Which way does it want to break out? Does it want to come back down? That's what I'll be watching today. So 25.20, if we get that break, you have some free air above, which is interesting as well. Coffee. It's the opinions like that I was talking about in the early live stream. You have no idea. None of us have any idea what's going to happen for sure. And if you think that you know for sure, 100% certainty that we're going right back down, then you are incorrect. That is your opinion, and that is okay, right? You are okay to have an opinion on where the market goes. But how you come across as if you know what's going to happen is a very wrong mindset. So I would work on that. Because that's not going to get you anywhere. So resistance. If we reject here, then I'd say downside. If we get the push through 25.20, then I would say there's some free air here. So watch for that today on Amazon. Microsoft. Big level as well. Big level on Microsoft. Everything's sort of at a big level today. I stopped taking the vitamins. Not sure what you mean, buddy. So rejection, and rejection. You guys can see right here. A lot of levels of rejection here. Right? Boom, 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 boom. And you can see right there another rejection on Microsoft right there at 290. This 290 level is a beep. It's a BITCH. So Really tough rejection here at 290. You got to get through it today. You got to get through it today. That's a must, right? You guys can clearly see it. It's a must. We got to get through that 290. If we do, then it's a very similar story across a lot of stocks, guys, right? I've been sort of saying the same thing on all these stocks. You have major levels that if they break, we have upside, because the reason for that is because of how quickly we fell to the downside. So if we get that push through 290 and we actually see it hold, then I would look for that quick move, because it's clean air, right? It's clean air. But Microsoft, it's a strong stock lately. It's been holding very nicely, and I would look to see which way this goes over 290. That is what I would be looking at, right? So 290, pushing above it would be nice. Getting that upside would be nice if we can get it. Look for the retest. Look for that clean air above. Then, if we get the rejection, right? If we get the rejection, then you have that nice channel to play to the downside. So really, what I like about a lot of these stocks today, coming into today, what I like about a lot of it is we have these very clean technicals. We have Amazon at resistance, very clean. We have Microsoft, right? We have Tesla at a retest. Ooh, is Tesla pushing? Yeah, Tesla's still going off that retest. See, I like that as well, right? We have Shopify at a flush level. So a lot of stuff that's sitting at very key levels, and I like it. I like that. I like coming into a day with levels that I could play off of. So I like today a lot. I'm confident about today. Either direction, really. I just gotta wait on my levels to hit. All right, Home Depot. You guys know I'm into June. You guys know I'm into June. No, having a different opinion is not clowning or trolling. No, I just said that having a different opinion is accepted. But it's more about, I have opinions here, right? I'm giving you my opinion, right? Which is okay. But I don't say things with certainty, right? I'm never going to say something with 100% certainty, because I know that I could be wrong. So, I say things with an unbiased mindset, with an opinion, but never 100% certainty. So, it's just, I don't like seeing people come across with their opinion as if it's going to 100% happen. All right. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just trying to actually help, because I've done that before, right? I've came into the market saying we are bullish today and we're going up, or we are bearish today and we're definitely going to see downside, right? That mindset as I approach my trading day does not help me one bit. So I'm not upset about this. I'm actually trying just to help. That unbiased mindset is really what has changed the game for me. Knowing that I can look for both sides, and knowing that anything can happen in this market, right? Okay, let's get back on track. Home Depot, in a June swing trade, love this setup. I really want to see this work out. I want to see this 320 breakout on Home Depot. It continues to hold this 290. That is what I want to see happen. I want to see this 290 retest hold. You guys can see previous resistance turning into support. That is what I want to see hold. If we can get this 320 break, I will be a happy camper. So I want to see this 320 break on Home Depot. I know some of you guys are in this as well. So let's see if we can get this 320 right here, 320. I want to see that break. This is the same as almost every other stock, right? On the market that we've looked at today. It has that defined channel and it has that easy area to see if we can get that breakout. So let's see if Home Depot, if this is the day that we finally break this channel. That is what I want to see. I want to see the channel break right here. That would be fantastic. So Home Depot, watching Home Depot over 318, 320. If we reject, then we're gonna be in the doghouse a little bit longer, I think. So looking to see what happens here at 318, 320. That is my opinion. And I want to see if that can get going. A nice day yesterday. It showed its resiliency, which I like a lot. You can see almost for what, like 3-4 weeks, we've been sort of accumulating here at these lows of 300. I just need to see that spark. So I'm waiting on that spark. We'll see what happens today. That is something I am watching. All right. Lastly, I have Google for you. Home Depot is sort of real estate, home improvement. The sector is the consumer discretionary. So consumer discretionary is what Home Depot is in, right? Consumer staples, if you guys are not aware, consumer staples is something that you need, right? Consumer staples is something that you need, right? It's like toothpaste, or, I mean, not all of us need toothpaste, but I hope you do. Shampoo, right? So like Procter and Gamble or whoever makes all that stuff. It's consumer discretionary, which is like sort of borderline Home Depot. They have trouble sort of putting it in the two sectors. I think it's discretionary. Consumer discretionary is more of like your not your necessities, sort of like your I don't know how to say this, but things that you don't technically need to survive, but is a nice thing to have. So like home supplies, I guess you could say, is a necessity for builders or etc. So I guess you could say it's sort of yeah, it's true. You don't need Coca-Cola, but it is a big part of the XLP, right? That's actually interesting, Mr. Oblivion. That's actually quite interesting. But you know what I'm trying to say. I think Home Depot is more in the consumer discretionary. But we'll see what happens. I will see. It should move off both of them, most likely. And then obviously the Dow Jones. Home Depot is a very large sector a very large part of the Dow Jones. Home Depot. Okay. Google. Support, right? Does this turn into resistance? That is what I'm watching today. Boom. Boom. You got a little bit of support here, a little bit off that level. And then right here, we broke down. And there into there, right? Do we get the retest? This is still not that bullish if we see something like this, right? If you see something like this, this wouldn't be bullish, right? So we are still sort of at that, question mark area. Are we going to push here and reject, or are we going to push here and break out? That's why it's a little bit still questionable for me to get into something on Google. And that is why I wait to see what happens here at this 2,500. So 2,500, major level here on Google, guys. If we go to the weekly chart, I've showed you this before. Google is putting in a very nice bounce off the 100 SMA on the weekly chart, which is really no joke of a line. The weekly chart 100 SMA is a very major moving average. So it is bouncing off of it beautifully. Can we get above that 25? That is what I want to see today. Can we get above that 25 on Google? Okay, let's go into my trades yesterday, which are, I'm not that happy to share them, but I will anyway. They were not the best. And I don't really mind sharing because I think I like being real. So here are my trades yesterday. All right. Just pulling it up for you guys. Okay. Here you go, guys. Here are my trades yesterday. And I had it says 7 trades. I had 2 other small trades that I took that are basically irrelevant. I lost like $4 on them, so I'm not even going to share with you. But I made $329, and I really don't consider this a green day. I wasn't very happy about my trading yesterday, to be honest. And the reason for that is that I scaled up into this Tesla put too much. So you can see I got in here on this little rejection here of this 910 level. I was looking for this to slip on this candle right here back towards these lows. I was just looking for this move right here back towards these lows, and it ended up holding very well. NASDAQ went against me, and I got the push higher. So if I didn't scale into this trade the way I did, which I did, I got into about 5 contracts for about $4,000 into this position. I lost the same percent as I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable losing about 10% on a contract, a single trade that I take. So I'm happy with the fact that I cut where I did, right? Because this could have gone much worse, right? This could have been, probably a $2,000 loser, maybe a $1,000 loser, maybe more. Ended up working beautifully, right? I mean, look at, if I would have waited for this, right? If I would have jumped back onto it here, then I just, it upsets me because look at what, I just would have been a sick trade, right? This would have been a sick trade if I would have waited. Let me go to the actual chart. I'll actually show you guys here on the actual chart. So I got in right, where is it? Right here, guys. If I go to the 1 minute, I'll show you exactly what I was looking at. Here it is. This is the day. This is where I got in. I got in on this red candle right here. Why? Because I started to see the rejection come in at these pre-market highs. Right around this 910, I saw this early morning rejection. You guys can see right here. We pushed higher. We rejected. Big rejection candle. When I see that, I'm looking for this sort of continue to the downside. So I got in here looking for that slip under these little pivot lows right around here, right? Looking for a slip under this pivot low. And then, right when I got in, the NASDAQ started to hold, and I got that big push against me. And that's just that's the problem with trading a little early. I was definitely a little early to this trade, but I did like the setup and I was willing to take it. I just got caught up in this quick pop off 905. NASDAQ works against me, and that is where I had to get out. Now, if we look back and we look, I sort of played this as a retest off of this. This was sort of my retest that I was looking at, a push into the retest of this level. So this is sort of your, you push back in, you retest that resistance, and I was looking for that. So that was sort of my trade buy. That was my setup, was a retest sort of the pre-market highs and rejection. Yeah, you have the moving average. I don't really trust the moving averages here in the morning, guys. It's not really part of my strategy. They're just sort of sloppy in the morning. I wouldn't really trust moving averages here in the 1 minute. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to hose me in the chat. I'm here explaining what I did wrong. So you had you actually, in hindsight, you had a nice little flag pattern, and that was actually a very nice trade to the upside. So just got this one wrong. Just got it wrong. Had to jump out. And if we look further later in the day, look at that flag. I mean, look at that breakdown here. That's the trade. That was the trade that I was looking for, right? This was the trade that I wanted. This move. So, you know what, guys? This is going to happen all the time, right? This is going to happen in your trading all of the time. It's a matter of how you stop out. Tesla could have ran, 50 points here, and I could have just sat there and lost all my money. But we got to stop out when it doesn't look good. Yeah, that's what happened. This was actually a very nice trade. I'm sure some of you guys caught this. Anyone catch the bull flag here? That was very clean. So if I was still sort of, looking for trades aggressively, I probably could have caught. Yeah, it's a nice head and shoulder for sure. That's a very nice head and shoulder for sure. So, till death, I'm going to assume you just jumped in, and by the title, you think that I'm bullish today. I would recommend you go watch the live stream before saying that. Yeah, I scaled in too heavy. If I would have been in the same position size, it probably would have been like a $200 loser, whereas it was a $500 loser. So it is what it is. If we got in here, we break down. That's the beautiful trade. If anyone caught that, congrats. We sort of just slipped after that. Look at that. That's nice. Nice head and shoulder for sure, like Danielito. Very true. I like the head and shoulder there for sure. So that's it. Everything else was sort of just small wins, sort of making up for my loser. And I don't consider yesterday a green day. I'll put it as simple as that. All right. So that's my trades from yesterday. That's the big one I wanted to share. I share with the loser because I think it's a good learning lesson, and that is that. All right, we're going on to the Google Docs, and we only have 2. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. What's going on here? My Thinkorswim is not letting me put in a ticker right now. Let me close it down real quick, or we might just have to end the stream. Let me try to launch it one more time. Sorry, guys. Yeah, F1 should be fun. Let me just launch Thinkorswim one more time, and then we'll get into a few more charts here. If you guys want to, while we wait, if you want to press that like button before you head out, that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more live streams. If you like the live stream, go ahead and press that subscribe button. I am launching Thinkorswim now. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but with M1, the Mac, the M1 chip, if you download Thinkorswim through Java, it is extremely quick. It's a night and day difference. I got a link from someone in the chat. I don't have that link right now off the top of my hands, but it's something I can show you guys in a future live stream. So MOH was the first recommendation here. What is this? Healthcare? Yeah, it's a little bit of a pullback. It's maybe a little bit of a hold sort of at this 300 area, but this is a little sloppy to me. It looks like maybe more of an uptrend is sort of working out here. Let's look at the uptrend. Yeah, look at that uptrend. Holy crap. So you got that really nice uptrend on MOH. Maybe you come down to the 50. That's, I think, where I would look to take it. Right off this 50. Look at the bounces off the 50. That's the safe place to take this upside. Boom, boom, boom. I would look for the 50 SMA touch right at 290. That would be my recommendation for you. Okay? And WAT, Waters, I don't know what this company is, but it looks like it's got a little flag going on here. Looks like you're actually starting to break it. Right there. Look at that. Nice little retest as well. Yeah, this is a nice little setup here. I'm not sure what this company does, so I cannot help you with that. But on the technical side, yeah, Michael, I had to bring it down because I scaled into it, right? I'm not gonna let this thing just run on me. If I scale into something, I gotta make sure that I'm keeping a tight stop. So rejection. Look at that flag starting to break out on WAT. So I'd watch this for this little flag breakout. All right, finally we got ET. Oh yeah, look at this little breakout on ET right there. And nice little breakout. So what you want to see here is you want to see a retest of this 1150 and a hold. That's your entry. Retest of 1150 and a hold. That's what I look for. I go to the daily. You can see. Nice push through. I would look for at least something of a retest. I wouldn't just buy it because of FOMO here. I would look for some kind of pullback and then a push. All right, guys. It's time for me to head to the Discord. NQ's dropping. Oh. Yeah. We're sort of, watch out for this, guys. All right? This is important. That's an important move. Watch out for these levels, guys. As we talked about earlier, you need to hold this retest. You're starting to get under it. If we get into this zone, guys, be careful today. All right, let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting. Watch your levels. Trade off your levels. If you want to see the levels that I have and you missed it, go to the beginning of the live stream. Thank you guys for being here. There's no live stream tomorrow. Reminder, I won't be here. I'll be in Miami. If you're in F1 Miami, shoot me a DM on Instagram. Let's meet up. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will see you on Monday. Good luck today. Good luck tomorrow. And thank you guys again for everything. Thanks for all the support. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.